Monday morning, back for another weekly vlog. If you're new here, my name is Tim Forkin. I'm a 25-year-old creative from Michigan. I work for an agency that creates high-performing social content for brands. And this is my third vlog of the year. I'm vlogging all of the weeks of 2025. This week might be a little bit different. Might have more time to lock in. My girlfriend is going to Florida for a week, so I have all the time I possibly could need to lock in on client work, agency stuff, my own stuff. And yeah, I just love sharing my weeks. I love interacting with you guys. And I've seen some success early on with these vlogs, so I'm gonna keep doing them. It's 9:58. I have a call in 2 minutes, so I gotta go do that. See you guys there.
It really sucks about the Lions.
It's almost like when you're watching a TV show and like your favorite character dies, like in season 2.
The throw wasn't great to Mark Andrews. So I thought of a decent LinkedIn tweet, but we don't really have a brand to do it for. It could just be something like, when TikTok blacks out, everyone tells them how much they love them, but when I do it, like some shit like that. I might send it to some alcohol brand.
I realized that I did not take the best notes, so I wanted to like basically work with you to figure out what like a finished deck looks like. I think I understand it a bit more, just to be like way more descriptive than I think I need to be. How long would it take to show up for in-person classes with all of these professors? So one of the strongest points on the site is the professors page. So how long would it take if I wanted to go to professor's class at Brown, at NYU, at Princeton, at Vanderbilt, Stanford? Basically kind of like a satirical, like a screen recording of how long it would actually take to get to all of these classes. It's shock value if it's POV, because like you can't believe you just swiped and you can't believe somebody's doing that on your feed. Like, if I swiped, I'd be like, what the fuck? You had me think of more Midwestern things for this one because we weren't gonna go down the Sydney Sweeney route yet. Tuesday, January 21st. Different kind of work day. Got to blitz some work this morning, finishing up our concepts for the soda brand, and we're presenting those to the client today. Then I got to hop out of everything, take my girlfriend to the airport. She's going to Florida with her friends. Come back, finish everything that I got going on, and then also I want to get ahead on the Growth in Reverse podcast. I'm going to be locked in editing that for probably most of the evening. I've been pretty stressed the first 2 vlogs of 2025, these first few weeks, but I actually feel more than ever centered. I have the right amount of work. I can get it all done. And I'm actually excited to be able to lock in, fully just be in the zone with myself, get as much work as I possibly can get done, probably get some Instagram videos done. I need to put that in my schedule, but I've looked at all the stuff I need to do and I am excited to work. I'm realizing that the work, doing all this stuff is my happy. Being on camera for this vlog is my happy. Putting this all together is my happy. So when people say work-life balance, it usually means like make time for yourself, take care of yourself, and eat well, exercise, and I do all that. But if working is what I want to be doing in my free time, this is massive growth for who I used to be. I used to be someone who just pushed things off, wait till the last second, till I gotta get it done, but I'm enjoying the work, I'm enjoying getting ahead, and I would push anyone watching this to find a job or find roles or find freelance gigs that make you excited to work. Make it the thing that you want to do in your free time. Your self-worth and your bank account will thank you. I promise. Gatlinburg. I had a little tiny Kia Soul trying to rip it up those mountains, and I thought I was gonna die the entire time, dude. 4 is enough. 4 grams of sugar. It's the perfect amount. Any bit more would be too much. So things that it's perfect to have 4 of: guys golfing, wins in the playoffs, sugar and soda, lines on the water. Don't listen to her. 4 is enough. Got some dollars in my pocket and a quarter in my hand. You ain't safe being a woman, and it's hard to be a man. Wednesday, January 22nd, kind of hit me that I'm a bit lonely. I've texted a lot of friends trying to get some plans on the books, but I kind of took it for granted. Just how fun and easier everything is when you share your life with someone else. That's the number one thing on my mind. Number two is the importance of building systems. As you might have seen in the last call and what you're about to see in the next one, is that we have some work to do to level up our internal systems to basically make sure that we know the status of every piece of content we're putting out for our clients when it comes to production and development and feedback and scheduling and posting and having things live. Basically, we never want to get caught at a point where we run out of things to post or we post something that hasn't had proper feedback from the client. I'm a Notion guy, so I'm trying to push Notion into what we're doing. I think it's actually the easiest and best thing for what we're trying to do, but it's always important, even if you're just working by yourself, to write down the steps and the places to be and the system you take to get things done. On small teams, when every piece of information lives in your mind, it's a lot easier to not have these things. And I saw this at my last company. If you build the foundation of standard operating procedures, SOPs, which places are the source of truth, and alignment, you get everyone on the same page to follow the process. It doesn't matter if you're editing videos or writing copy or doing any kind of creative work. Processes actually build better playgrounds to do better work in.
Or you can try to dunk. Maybe
Yeah, you should do that. You should do that. Forkin, you ever throw one down? Come on, you're pretty tall.
So I told you, I got Forkin disease, man. Can't run fast or jump high.
You can do it, man. You can do it. That'd be a good vlog series. There's so many like vertical training information on the internet now. Are you grabbing rim? If you can grab rim, you can dunk.
I used to be able to grab rim when I was in like end of high school. I could grab
How old
rim.
are you?
25.
You can do it. You 100% can do it.
It's your prime.
Yeah, you've got three years, 1,000,000% you can do it.
I'm working on my calves not locking up when I play 4 times a week, 3 times a week.
Dude, do a bunch of knees over toes guy stuff. It's going to help your mobility and it's going to help your vert. You 100% can do it. Once you get after 28, things are going to start getting scary, but you've got 3 years that you 1,000,000% can do it. And I mean, look, it's up to you, man. I'm not, but if you want to be able to say you dunked a basketball, you can do it.
That would go against every bit of personal branding I've built over the past how many years on a basketball court.
But it would also break the Forkin curse, and it would transfer over to your children who would now know that they have a dad who can dunk, and then for the Forkin lineage forever, you would change that.
Where are you in like the shape of Michigan?
Detroit, like the bottom right.
That's the bottom right side.
Like Detroit is here. I can get to Ohio in probably an hour. Maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
I think an outcome for this meeting should be we make an SOP that basically entails the entire like core offer step by step and like where things are going so that any of us three or even a freelancer or a future team member can click into this and be like, these are the exact things and this is what the step is.
Yeah, I think it needs to be the source of truth. I think you're right in that like as we pull in probably more editors, as we get more clients and stuff like that, that any editor, if you're out and somebody needs to step in for you, like they'll know exactly where to pick up. Well, it's weird because I do feel like the reporting is client specific, but internally it is kind of important because it does help change our creative process. I think provides reporting is fine as like a construct because we do use, I use that insight a little bit. I don't know if it needs its own section though, but I think it could be in the publishing phase. Like once it's posted and we have metrics on it, we use those reporting insights to help dictate the next batch of content.
That completes the flywheel. You just said it. Reporting and client feedback. So if you think about this as a circle, we just completed the circle by you saying that. By reporting and talking to them, we have the information to concept again. For example,
like as much as we want the perfect answer, I'd be happy if it's like you got another one good answer and like 3 mistake ones that we can like figure out what to do with it later.
This brand wants Mighty Soda cans in people's hands and in their face more than anything in the world. So the more people, just to show them, even if it's a video of all fuck ups, like just to show them that enough people are getting Mighty Soda in their hands, that is like why the number of people is the most important part. Is like that's the goal for them, is for more people to see Mighty Soda.
Got it.
Yeah, which I think helps because like the concepts you're playing with, we're not really asking them to like learn everything about the brand, but rather kind of the opposite effect, right? It's like, tell me about you and your story here.
That's the main thing I'm looking for. So to give a little bit more background, I was W2 in different capacities for the same kind of company, August 2021 through January of like this month, basically. During that time, I also opened, aptly named Tim Forkin LLC, freelance video work, I guess is the best way to kind of say it. This says 12,000 right now. If I'm with Jacob for the entire year at no increase, and I keep, let's just say I keep the 4 clients I have outside of that, I think I have it predicted at like $118,000, which is way more than I've made in my career, which is great. But also, I don't see how this number right now, this deductible number, jumps up at all, unless I drop 10 grand on camera gear, which I want to do just as a camera nerd, but I don't have to do, right? And like, there's other things, like I can't expense a wedding ring I'm gonna buy soon, I can't expense those kinds of things. So like, I'm curious, this number could have a 1 in front of it, and this number could probably stay close to the same, which that means I'm paying way more in taxes, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna get a little personal. I had $1,000 to my name at the end of November. A lot of 2024 was me kind of bullshitting between buying a house and then November hit and I almost was out of money, and I was like, and we had bought this house and we put all the money into renovating the house, which is great. But a point hit me where I was like, okay, I have to like completely change everything and go extremely hard, kind of put it out into the universe that I needed to make money. And then I just got clients out the wazoo, basically knocking down my door to have me work on their content for them, not to mention a new full-time job. So I went from making, barely scraping by off of my W2 only, to making 10K a month. I have it kind of planned in my head that like, if this $10,000 a month holds for 3 months, I will have ring money. We've already went and looked at rings. And then I don't anticipate us having big wedding, might be a destination wedding, but I don't anticipate having a big wedding. I don't anticipate us waiting that long. Can she roll Mighty Soda down the half pipe? Is that too far?
I just don't know how she's gonna get it back.
Here's what it is. She needs to be somewhere where someone just does a big jump, and then it cuts to like her or somebody like this, and it's just like...
Okay, so we'll call that one like big jump.
What's up, man?
How are we doing?
Good. I did not know that we had a one-on-one.
Yeah, it was just a little secret I was keeping. So yeah, man, how have things been going?
It's good, man. I am having a lot of fun. It doesn't feel like work yet, even though it is a considerable amount of more work that I'm doing. I like how every day kind of feels different. It's funny to me that this is like a job, like making funny videos and simple videos, way simpler and quicker than anything I've worked on in the past. And yeah, I enjoy flexing my muscle on this, and like I can see that I'm good at it and also see that I could use to get a lot better at it too.
I think you're built for this. I'm surprised you had entered this world earlier. I mean, there's a bunch of like famous directors that like started basically just making ads. Little Dicky.
Yep. Yep.
Me and actually Little Dicky had the same career trajectory at one point. We both started on the account side for Mountain Dew and then became copywriters for Mountain Dew. So I thought there was hope for me. But what other things do you think early on that you think that we could do better?
Well, we just made huge strides on like the organization side of it. To me, it's an easy fix, but I also understand that you and Jesse have been operating out of using your own brain capacity for the first year and however many months of doing this. And like, I think adding me into the fold kind of, I mean, it showed me and I think showed you guys that like a little bit more organization might go a super long way to scale and to make the stress of the job less.
Yeah, 100%. Also, like, we didn't have a system or a product before you were here. So
I think there's a real opportunity to have strength in the productization that you have kind of been alluding to. And I think like a real commitment to that would make the job a lot more fun. Like, it already is super fun, but like if it's just so clear, like, hey, when you need internet native reels, you call Jacob and team, like that just expands out to every single other piece of the work, the process, the like adding the structure actually makes it more free to actually just be creative and do and make funny, focused things.
Yeah, I do agree with you there.
Friday, January 24th. Number one, yesterday I had that finance meeting, and when I tell you how good it feels to have my finances locked down, there's a lot of stuff in there about how in January I've made close to as much as I made for all of 2024 with my business. Now, I was on W-2 and my full-time work technically is in my business account now, but I've only had one 10K month before this. And if all holds, I should continue to make $10,000 a month or bring in $10,000 a month. Second thing is that I have a massive weekend of creating ahead of me. I have like 8 videos to do per main client at the agency. Now, mind you, these are easier, social first, short videos, but there's still a lot of prep and planning and timelines that go into it. So I'm gonna spend a lot of today and tomorrow on making those videos. This week I've gotten pretty much all of my personal client work done. One of the things that I had to do this morning was go on Amazon and buy one of those like 6-foot iPhone tripods. I have a smaller like desktop one, but I needed like a full stand one because my girlfriend's gone and I don't have anyone to film me this weekend. That reminds me, I might actually text a buddy of mine to see if he can come over. I'll give him $50 just to make some iPhone videos with me. Last thing, definitely need to get some steps in. Definitely need to get out of my house. I'm not sure if I didn't leave my house yesterday. Now, part of that is a byproduct of being alone and just locking in on work, which is great, but I gotta open up some windows. I gotta get some sunlight. I gotta get some steps. I don't even want to look at my phone and see how many steps I had yesterday. It's probably under 1,000. Got a meeting in 4 minutes. Let's get after it.
When I played on Wednesday, not even the basketball side of it, seeing people that I went to high school with and I haven't seen in like 10, 15 years, the first thing they said to me was, you look exactly the same. And then I looked at them and I couldn't say the same thing back. I was like, yeah, you too, man.
It gets dark, man. It gets dark.